Eleanor Whitfield believed that birthdays were a reminder to appreciate the life you've lived and the love you've given. Even at 72, she carried warmth in her heart like a soft quilt stitched by years of patience and sacrifice. Her little white house smelled of melted chocolate and toasted pecans. Every birthday, she baked her famous German chocolate cake, the same recipe written by her late husband Samuel in his gentle, looping handwriting. She never changed a single ingredient. She always said, "This cake tastes like love, and you don't alter love." This year was different. This year she baked 2 cakes, because this year both of her sons had promised they would come celebrate with her. They rarely promised anything, so Eleanor had held onto their words like treasure. She ironed her mother's old lace tablecloth, laid out the silver Samuel used to polish, until it sparkled like moonlight, and set 3 plates at the table, hers and theirs. She placed fresh roses in a vase, smoothed the edges of her lavender dress, and lit the birthday candles with a soft, trembling smile. Her heart glowed with hope. Her home felt alive. Her quiet world felt full again. The candles flickered. The tea sat hot on the stove. The house waited with her, but the hour of their promise drifted by quietly. No footsteps on the porch, no car in the driveway, no knock on the door. Still she waited, because mothers do that. They wait even when their hearts whisper the truth. Eventually, the candles melted down into soft chocolate pools. The roses drooped slightly. The tea cooled to a dull warmth. Eleanor gently blew out the candles she had lit with such joy and carried both untouched cakes to the fridge. She wrapped them carefully, as though protecting the celebration she never got. She didn't cry. She simply sighed the kind of sigh that belongs to a person used to being forgotten, but still hoping not to be. Later that night, the doorbell rang. It startled her, the sharp sound cutting through the quiet house. She hurried to the door, smoothing her dress, brushing her hair back with her fingers, her heart fluttering like a young woman expecting good news. When she opened it, what she saw wasn't joy. Both her sons stood there, leaning heavily against each other, smelling of beer, sweat, and a long day wasted. Their eyes were lazy, unfocused, and their smiles were the guilty kind. The kind people wear when they know they don't deserve forgiveness, but ask for it anyway. "Hey, Mama, we made it!" "Been a long day, but we're here now." Eleanor looked at them. Not with anger, not with disappointment, but with a kind of sadness that had learned how to stay quiet. Before she could speak, they stepped inside and began talking over each other. "Mama, rent's due tomorrow. And my car tires are bald. We're kinda stuck. Thought maybe you could help us out." Their voices held no shame, no birthday wishes, no apology for missing the celebration she created with so much love. Just need. Need she had filled all her life. Eleanor glanced at the table. The silver she had polished, the empty plates, the untouched roses that had begun to droop. She looked back at her sons, grown men who still carried the behavior of boys who expected the world to bend for them. Her voice was soft, almost too soft. "I don't have any money left," she whispered. Their expressions changed. First disbelief, then irritation. "What do you mean? So that's a no? Great, just great." They left as quickly as they came, slamming the door behind them. The echo of it traveled through the house like thunder, but Eleanor remained still, her hands folded gently in front of her. She wasn't angry. She wasn't surprised. She was simply done. Done giving to people who only showed up to take. Done shaping her world around others who never showed up for her. Done living in the shadow of a life that was already over. The next morning, while the neighborhood was still quiet, Eleanor picked up one small suitcase, the only one she needed. She locked her front door, not with sadness but with finality. In her pocket was a deed to a little blue cottage in Wilmington, North Carolina. A place she had quietly purchased weeks earlier. A place no one knew about. A place that would be hers and hers alone. She left the 2 untouched birthday cakes on the counter with a note, written in her careful handwriting. "Happy birthday to me." Then she stepped outside, walked down the porch steps, and headed toward a brand new chapter of her life. A chapter where she wasn't waiting for anyone, wasn't depending on anyone, and wasn't forgotten by anyone. For the first time in many years, Eleanor felt something bright inside her. Freedom, a life she chose, a home she wanted, a birthday she would finally celebrate for herself. And as the train carried her away from Maple Street and everything she had, carried alone for too long, she looked out the window and whispered with a steady smile, "This year I give myself the gift of leaving.